All right, this is like the third time, although you guys don't know because, you know, the magic of editing. The third time I've tried to film this today. So I am busy organizing, picking up, cleaning the house while also taking care of Oliver. Our puppy, Maple, is actually staying at my parents' house right now. So if you guys are new, my name's Vanessa. We have 5 human beings living in the house and 5 pets as well, non-humans, animals living in the house. We have 2 dogs and 3 cats. It's my husband and I, and then I have 4 kids total, 3 at home, Bryce, and then the twins Rose and Pearl, and the 3 cats belong to them. They each kind of have their own cat. So the dogs are pretty much mine. I take care of them. I'm their, you know, mama. And our puppy Maple, we got her in December. She's about 8 months old. And since she's a puppy, she likes to run and play. And Oliver cannot play right now. He is our 4.5, about 4.5 years old now, a dog. So I don't have his paperwork here. I'm not prepared. I should have grabbed his paperwork, but basically he tore his ACL. Like in a human, it's called something different in dogs. I know that for sure. And I guess it's one of the top common occurrences in dogs. It did happen to our older dog who passed away a few years ago, Bella, in both of her back legs towards the end of her life. So I was just like floored when that's what it ended up being on Oliver, being only, you know, 4.5. So I was like, what? So he was like, yeah, it just, you know, sometimes sometimes, you know, it does happen in younger dogs. It's actually quite common. So we were very sad about it. He did have to have surgery, and it's been a few days since his surgery, and it's a major surgery. He now has a metal plate in his leg, kind of where his knee, you know, the bendy part. So yeah, I'm looking at him right now because his whole like back leg is shaved. He looks so sad, and I have an ice pack on it right now. So I'm making sure. It takes me a while to get him to be calm with the ice pack on, and physical therapy. I have to do physical therapy 3 times a day. He's on a couple different meds several times a day, and he is on strict, well, not strict, he's on bed rest. He has to stay still for a good part of the day other than going outside and going potty, and then he has to come right back and lay down. So it's been a little bit much, hence why we asked my parents to take care of our puppy Maple, because we could do it. It's just, especially because it's summertime, the kids are home, it would just be a little bit more hectic, and my mom is now retired, so it's working out right now. But poor Oliver, I was like, oh my gosh, I just felt so bad for him because he's obviously just uncomfortable. So this is going to be a process over the next, I think, 8 weeks is what they said the recovery time is. The first 2 weeks are like the most crucial though, just keeping him calm and not moving a whole ton, and then from there we'll evaluate on how Maple's doing at my parents' house, and then if we feel like it will be okay to bring her home after that initial 2 weeks. So we've got another 1.5 weeks to go really, but that's a little update on the pet situation. It's been a lot. I've, you know, very hands-on. Oliver is my Velcro dog. He follows me everywhere. He wants to do everything I'm doing. He's very, you know, happy and energetic when I come home. Like if I leave the house and I come home, he's, you know, jumpy and all the things. So I'm trying my best to keep him as calm as possible, hanging out with him, doing things that I can accomplish while also keeping him laying down. So it's been a little much, but I did ask for questions over on Instagram. I meant to put it on the community tab here on YouTube as well, but I forget sometimes that not all of you guys follow me over on Instagram. So I did ask for questions a while ago on Instagram, and the summer just got away from me. So with all the things going on, so I was like, okay, I have to do this. And this is something I feel like I can easily sit down and film while he's laying down, you know? So first I just kind of wrote them down in order that I got, and I got a ton of like the same 4 or 5 questions. So I was like, okay, these are questions that everybody wants to know. One-off question. I get a couple questions that are obviously from people who don't follow me all the time or like watch, you know, I know everybody doesn't watch everything, but some of the questions are from, you know, like years ago that I answered. So one of them was, are you still freeze drying candy? No, it was just too hot. My freeze dryer was overheating all the time. I guess we couldn't hook it up. Well, it would have been hotter in our laundry room. Or not in the laundry room, in the garage, because of where we live. And I know there are people in our area that have freeze dryers, but they're like, they have like a whole building and stuff for their freeze dryers with ACs and all the things, and I wasn't looking into getting into it like that, and so I sold it for almost exactly what I paid for it, so we didn't lose too much, and I was able to freeze dry a little bit, but it just kept overheating. We put it in our laundry room, and I was thinking that would be okay because inside the house, AC, you know, all the things, but no, it was just too hot. And then I thought about putting it in the garage, but we would have had to add like an extra specific outlet for it and add like a little mini split in the garage to keep it cool. And I was like, no, I don't want to just be able to use this thing when it's cool here in Texas, because it's hardly ever, you know, cool enough. So I was like, this is too much of a hassle. So that was just a venture of mine. You know, I go through phases where I'm like, oh, this looks cool, I want to do this for a little while. So no, we do not have the freeze dryer anymore. And then I also got several questions about our animals. One is Jasmine, our chinchilla. We had her for a while, and we did give her to a family that already had a chinchilla, a male, and they wanted a female for him so they could hang out. And Jasmine was definitely pretty lonely. She was starting to show signs of, because chinchillas are very hands-on, and I love animals. I wish I could have all the animals, you know, like I would love to have a bird, and I would have loved to be able to keep Jasmine, but the cats and the dogs are pretty much going to be it for us. We had a bunny at one point, but I guess all the different types of animals, just too much to handle and too much clashing. So I was very, very happy that we could find a home for Jasmine that she is thriving in. I actually haven't gotten an update. I haven't asked for one either in the past year, but oh, the kids are starting to wake up. I was like, dang, I'm running out of time. I thought they would sleep longer. I was happy to be able to find a home for her that she would thrive in. And for like the first year, it's been a couple years, 3? Time just gets away from me. I have no idea. 3 years maybe, that we have not had Jasmine. But yeah, she's the first couple years I was getting updates, and it just, you know, after a while you're like, okay, she's mine now. I don't need to send you updates anymore. So I haven't gotten an update on her for a while, but I know that she was doing good. And then I get questions on where other dogs are. And I have shared, like I said, people just may miss things. But our 2 older dogs, Bella passed away first. They were both 13 when they passed away. But it's been a couple years that she's been gone. And then Buford, has it been 2 years, or has it just been, like I said, I'm awful with time, because sometimes when you think about it, you're like, gosh, it's been forever. Like I've missed him for so long. And then other times it feels like it was not too long ago. Like you haven't been without for, does that make sense? So I feel like Buford and Polly, we did lose them in the same year. But we no longer have our older animals have passed on. We still have them in the house. We got them all cremated. So they are no longer with us. So we just have Oliver, and then our new puppy Maple, and then our 3 cats, Milo, Stitch, and Riley. So that's an update on those. One question that I got a ton was, are you still working with pre-K kids? I have answered like a ton of questions on that before in past videos. And then I also mentioned it a little bit in the closet clean out. So, and I have shared it over on Instagram too. So I think that one some people just didn't get it, you know, miss that video, or missed, you know, where I responded and all those things. But no, I am no longer working. I am back home. Well, I am working, but I'm back home working. So I do not work with the pre-K, the 3-year-old class anymore at our local learning center, which is where I was working as a lead teacher in the learning center. I am back home because I didn't realize how much I would miss. And I guess it totally makes sense when you're working with kids. There's no calling in last minute. If something happens with my kids and I needed to call in, which happened twice with my kids, like they would get sick or something like that, doctor's note is required, which is fine if they get sick. I'm taking, well, not all the time do I take them in. Sometimes they just have a little tummy bug and I don't need to take them to the doctor, but the learning center required doctor's notes. And then there were several instances where I missed a lot of extracurricular activities. So Rose was in dance, Pearl was in orchestra this past school year, and Bryce was in football, and I missed a little bit of everything of that, and it hit me harder than I thought it would. So I was like, you know what? As much as I love working with kids, I love mine more, and I love being available to them more. So anyway, I did decide to leave the Learning Center and to come back home, and it's been amazing. I can't even imagine what this summer would have been like with me working out of the house, because I am the driver for everybody and several of the kids in the neighborhood. I think I have one of the bigger vehicles maybe of other parents, so I'm like on pickup duty all the time taking the kids places. So I'm glad that I made that decision. It was so nice to get out of the house and work. I definitely missed that. I had not worked out of the home since Bryce was born. I left my city job right before Bryce was born, so I've been at home for 14 years. So it was really nice to get back out, but I guess being out for 14 years, I definitely love being available more. So there we go on that. I hope that answers y'all's questions. I am back home. I got several questions asking about Paige, and I have answered this before. I thought about not even mentioning it, but then I didn't want somebody commenting like, hey, I sent in a question asking about your oldest daughter. I don't talk much about her because she doesn't like me to. I'm not going to share personal information because this is Life by Vanessa, not Life by Vanessa and Children or anything like that. So she is outside. She's almost 21. Yeah, she won't be 20. Oh, actually, she may be 21 by the time this video posts. I'm not quite sure when this video is going out, but she is turning 21 July 2nd, and she does not live at home anymore. She's got her own life. Very, very proud of her. She's in school. She's got a great job, all the things. But other than that, I don't really share much about her or pictures or anything like that. So moving along, I got this question: favorite things to do in San Antonio that aren't theme parks. I don't know what you consider a theme park. We only have 2 in San Antonio: Fiesta Texas, Six Flags, aka Six Flags, and then SeaWorld slash Aquatica. I guess they have like their own water park now. We have not been to that water park yet. But those are the only theme parks here. There is a ton to do in San Antonio if you mean like with children, assuming since you asked theme parks. Oh my, I just flung my pen. But if you guys go downtown San Antonio, there's a ton of stuff downtown along the Riverwalk. The mall there has a lot in there. There's like a ropes course. There's, they do have Legoland and a little aquarium together in there. Also, there's, well, it's actually outside of SeaWorld, but thinking like summer things, there's Schlitterbahn, which is a really big water park. I think it's like 2 different water parks now. I haven't been in years. I need to take the kids now that they're older. I kind of shy away from things like that when they were younger, like water parks and things like that. So now that they're older, I bet they would have a blast. There's the zoo, which is fantastic. I've been like probably 25 times, maybe even more than that. I don't know. But the San Antonio Zoo is a really fun zoo, and they've done a lot of renovations here lately as well. I know the lion just passed away. That was sad to read, but they do a lot of fun events too, and they do adult events as well at the zoo. And what else? I feel like this summer we haven't really done much, so I should have like researched things, but I'm just thinking of things that I've done in the past with my children. You didn't really, I don't know how old your kids are or anything like that, but there's a ton to do. The missions, you can go to all the missions and the Alamo if you're into history and you want to do that. I know not all kids are like sightseeing type of children. They're like, no, I want to do something hands-on and fun. But there's a lot of history in San Antonio, a lot of places that you can visit. There's some fun museums, art museums, and things like that. So, and there's a lot of things surrounding San Antonio. If you go into Austin, there's some things there. Great Wolf Lodge is now in, I think one just opened in Houston. That's a little bit more of a drive. But what's the one? Oh, Kalahari. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a water park in Kalahari, which is a lot of fun. So a lot of things to do in San Antonio. Just a quick Google search and everything will pop up. But there's definitely a lot to do in the area. Okay, I got a couple questions asking about tattoos, and I had planned on doing like a video, and I know, okay, tattoos are not for everybody, okay? When I share that I get some, I have like, I feel like it's the same person. I need to pay attention to names and just block, because I'm like, lady, just stop looking if you don't like them. Like, you know, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I get a lot of people, not a lot, But you know, the negativity stands out more than the positivity, unfortunately. But I get this one lady that just comments every time over on Instagram, trashy, you know, like that, things like that. And I'm like, look, it's not for you. I get it, but why? If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. Just keep on scrolling. It's hurting you more than me. Like, don't keep that negativity on you. It's hurting you more than me, okay? I've learned how to brush it off. It's taken me a while, but I just brush it off now. But I did get a couple questions asking about any more tattoos, and I had planned on doing a video just on my tattoos because I have another appointment, but unfortunately that appointment had to be rescheduled, and it's not until the end of July. So maybe I'll do one then, but yes, I am getting more. Maybe I will. I will do that. I'll check in with, it's my cousin who, well, most of them, not all of them are done by my cousin, but my cousin is a fantastic artist. Like, she started drawing at a young age. A lot of my family on my dad's side is very artistic. So and Pearl is actually pretty artistic too. So anyway, she is a tattoo artist now as an adult, and she does a great job. So maybe I'll check in with her and see if I can film the process and then share with you guys all of my tattoos. I think I'm at 22 by now. I counted the other day. I had to mentally count them. I think I'm up to 22 right now, but I really, really love it. I'm adding what I'm doing to my arm. That's another comment I got was on my arm. I don't remember it. Like, it just looked like doodles or something like that. That's the point. I have some floral and some doodles. My vision for my arm is to be like a collection of things that mean something to me, that I enjoy, that I love, all the things. So that's what I'm adding to the end of July. And then I have a few, you know, others. Some I just like, they're pretty, and others actually mean something. So I'll do a tattoo video in the future. Are you going to film vacations? I used to film them, but now I like to be in the moment. And our next vacation, we always go to lake every summer, and our lake trip is coming up very, very soon. And because of Oliver's injury, we are actually taking him with us. So my hands are gonna be too full to film this vacation, this lake vacation. But I do share a lot over on Instagram. So if you guys want to see more into my daily life, I'm quiet a lot, and then some days I share a lot, some days I share only a little bit, some days I only share links to the videos that I post. It just depends on what's going on and what I feel like I can share with you guys and what I have time to do. But when I'm on vacation, I do share more over on Instagram. So feel free to go follow me over there. It's still Life by Vanessa. I think I had to put a period after each word, like life dot by dot and then just Vanessa, but the link is always in the description box, so you guys can click on that and it takes you right to Instagram. So anyway, I will be sharing on Instagram, but I no longer film vacations. I like to be in the moment. It's easier just to snap a little picture or a little video on my phone than to have the camera out and try to film, you know, like a whole day or the whole vacation, that kind of thing. So I am not going to be filming vacations. I do plan on sharing my vacation grocery haul, as well as, we'll see, again, with my hands going in all these different directions lately. I was trying to see if I could fit in a meal prep before vacation, but I might just have to do everything at the lake house, you know, day of, that kind of thing. But we'll see if I can get a meal prep out for you or not, but you'll at least get a grocery haul, and I know a ton of people love all the grocery hauls, so that should be a good video for y'all. Next up, where are you going on vacation this summer? So we're going to the lake. Always go to the lake. That's the only vacation we have planned for this summer. I was trying to see if we could fit in a second lake trip. We like to go, you know, at least once, but we like to try to get into, my foot's falling asleep. So I don't know if we'll be able to go to fit in a second vacation or not. This lake vacation is actually a little in the middle of summer, and typically we do either the beginning or the end, so we can do something else. No road trip for the girls. This is the second year I've not done a road trip. So hopefully I can get one in next year before they're like too old and they're like, no, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't remember what age Paige was at where she was like, yeah, I'm not really into the road tripping anymore, because I love to travel and I love to, you know, take the kids and them enjoy, you know, seeing different states and different things and all of that, but only if they enjoy it. I'm not going to force them into doing any of that. We do have a trip to Universal coming up, not in the summertime, and then we are also going on a family cruise early next year. So we do have 3 like vacations already planned: the lake trip, Universal, cruise, but they're not all in the summertime. They're just over like between the next year. So lots of fun things going on. And then I had a few questions on moving, building, all the things. Mark and I go back and forth. Like, we would love to build, but every time we think about it, we get so overwhelmed. Like, we have building plans that we paid for several years ago when we lived on my parents' property, and we were like, yes, we want to build. But doing those plans, I was just so indecisive because I was trying to plan and build for the family I have now and the future. And you just can't do that when you have 4 children, right? I was like, when I'm older, I don't want a 5-bedroom house, you know, like that is a lot when it's just Mark and I. Even if the kids like stay for a little bit, like Paige was out when she was 18 and I knew it. Like, she let me know, like, hey, I'm out. She wanted to spread her wings and fly, be Little Miss Independent, and she's been great at it. I have no idea on these 3 that are still at home because they're like, oh, I don't know. Like, Bryce is very excited to be an adult. He can't wait. But the other 2, I'm not quite sure yet. They're 12. They'll be 13 this year, but I'm not sure about them. I don't have a good read on them yet. But anyway, we go back and forth. Like, do we want to build? Do we not? And I think we have come to the decision that we are not going to build until the kids are older and either out of the house, or we know that they're going to be with us for a little while, like go to college local. If they're going to college local, they can stay with us cheaper. You know what I mean? Save them a little bit of coin. So anyway, our plan is not to build until they are older and we know the plan, and that way Mark and I can stay in the house that we build, you know, long term. So no planning on building right now. And then when do you plan to move? We will be moving though. We bought this house in anticipation, and I did share that in a video in the past, that when we bought this house, we were planning on staying here for 1 to 2 years, and we are going to be here for the 2-year mark. We've like, you know what, we're going to stay here because they're still building in this neighborhood. So we were like, we're going to stay here for the 2 years, and then next early summer, late spring, we will be looking / moving. Still in this area though. The kids have a great group of friends. We want to stay in the school district, but we want to either rent this house, but our plan is to rent this house out, to keep this as rental property, which was, I feel like I did share that in a video. Like I'm pretty sure I've talked about that. So that plan has not changed. We're gonna rent this house out unless like the sale prices to sell a house is great and we can get more for it than what we paid for it, but I don't feel like it'll only have been 2 years. I don't know, unless the market just drastically changes and we can get more for selling it, then we may do that. But our plan is to keep this as a rental property, which was the plan when we bought this house, which is why we bought like a smaller house. So yeah, that's the plan as far as moving. So we will be moving a little bit bigger. I don't know, a little bit bigger. The yard may be a little bit bigger, we'll see, but we do want to stay in the area. And it's just, you know, something Mark and I want to try is getting into real estate just a little bit here and there. So look forward to that moving vlog of some sort, packing. Although I've done a pretty good job at decluttering this house. I have gotten rid of a lot of stuff. So hopefully moving won't be too bad next summer. But with that, that was pretty much it. Like I said, I got a lot of the same questions. So if you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A life update. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.